by Spike Jonze has become a huge smash hit when we're thinking about AI and its interaction with humans and us evolving together, which brings us to the topic of the top 5 artificially intelligent characters in fiction. And of course, number 5 is Samantha from Her.
I think she's really sweet. I think it's really nice to think of the idea that we could eventually get to a point of developing an AI that can interact on a subtle emotional level to where we feel a human connection with something that isn't human. I also think that with the introduction of the Google Glass X app, there's a whole lot of great aspects there. You know, we can have a brainstorm circumstance where nobody leaves their house. I thought she was a great character. I thought that it was one of the few films that introduces AI as a positive aspect as opposed to the eventual end of humanity. So that was a nice change.
To me, she was so human-like that it felt so far away from where we are right now. Even like the AI that he used in like the first 10 minutes of the film, I was like, yeah, okay, that's what we have. And then the next step is like, whoa, this is a fully functional, thinking, interacting, you know, book reading in milliseconds personality.
Do you think she crossed kind of the uncanny valley for you in that way?
Quite far.
She was just too human?
It was remarkable how, you know, obviously it's not remarkable. It's
maybe
Scarlett
one
Johansson,
day.
But
Well, it made me feel like, you know, before there's a little bit of like, oh, maybe this guy shouldn't be dating this video game. You know, we've seen those stories where a guy's dating a character in his DS. But then you kind of start to feel for it. Like, this is kind of a connection. Who cares if he's happy? I like that it opened up my mind to that. But yeah.
I will say, wait till the DVD feature with the secret ending where it cuts to the woman who's been hired 24/7 to speak on the other line. Yeah. There's this AI character who's just like making way too much money, and it's like, yeah, no, it's great. No, I love you too, buddy.
There's cutbacks at the company, and they're all like, I'm leaving forever because I've grown sentient. Goodbye.
My planet needs me. I must go now. But let's go to our number 4, and that's Jarvis from the Iron Man series. Now, as Tony Stark, what do you think of this?
Jarvis is annoying.
Oh.
No, I like Jarvis. I mean, to what he is, he doesn't have a whole lot of personality more than he's very formal and he's more than happy to help you. He's willing to warn you in a very soft manner. And I assume that when Tony Stark is asleep, he probably spends his time trolling 4chan. So I think Jarvis is quite delightful, if a bit weak in the personality field. We haven't been able to really see him expand from being Jarvis. So I think it's cool. I don't know if I'd consider him number 4 per se, but I dig him. Yeah,
this is the one I probably had the most issue with because, like, plot-wise and story-wise, he's just Alfred without a body. Mm-hmm. He's a lovable British character that gives Tony Stark advice, but he's essentially the skull on Sherlock's desk that he talks to, so he's not just talking to himself.
Bothers me that you say just Alfred Pennyworth, because he is secretly the backbone of that whole series, and he holds it together, and he is so undervalued. He does so much. And he's just...
Is Jarvis?
I'm closer to Alfred, I would have to say. Okay, fair enough. And I stopped almost crying, so thank you. Number 3 on our list is Cortana from the Halo series. And we've also heard that she may be the new Microsoft analogy to Siri coming up soon.
I like that plan.
Yeah.
Cortana's awesome. Cortana is one of the characters that, for me, I attached more than I did Master Chief. She was what made Master Chief work for me. Otherwise, he's just a low, gruff, badass character that you play through and save worlds, destroy worlds, whatever. You don't really care. But it's his relationship with Cortana that humanizes him, and her personality, her bubbly AI-type personality, and then her eventually having these very human conundrums and conflicts that really, to me, made the entire structure of Halo work, and brought me into that small microcosm that made the macrocosm function. So I love Cortana. I think she's great, and I'm a fan that she's number 3 on the list.
Yeah.
And they creatively really gave her a lot of hats over the course of the game.
Totally.
She was like the ultimate goal that Reach was searching for. She was the love interest in Halo 4. She was in Halo 2 like adversarial in a way. She was like corrupted and invasive and that kind of thing. So that's a wider scope than we see in most AI.
Totally.
And tell me you weren't touched by that one scene in Halo 4 with her and Master Chief. You know what I'm talking about. Oh, almost crying again. Number 2 is, I always pronounce this wrong, GLaDOS or GLaDOS? GLaDOS from the Portal series. And this is an example we're veering away from the friendly AI into the I'm gonna kill you with neurotoxin AI.
Well, they're still friendly in a passive-aggressive kind of way. It's a smile with a staff.
Yeah, burn them.
GLaDOS is probably my favorite AI character, period. Like, I love the way that she's written. Eric Warpaw did a great job in writing that persona. There's just so many avenues to her passive-aggressive and perpetually growing dual hatred and love of Portal's main female character, Shell, and it's I don't know, it's just very intricate in the way that she continues to develop, and you reveal more of her story in Portal 2, and like the person she was based on. Like there was just a really cool full circle world designed for this character that, while only appearing in 2 games, really stuck out in the entire gaming culture as she has. Like that's really a testament to how strong of a character she is. Did you like her better before or after you found out about Carolyn? I liked both sides different. I liked the idea that she was just an AI that grew into this, but then giving them the personality, or the character she was based on, the Carolyn background, I felt really...
There's the tragedy.
Yeah, it brings tragedy into her, and you then begin to feel for her, as opposed to previously she was just this appreciated separate entity. And then when she, actively turning on that as well, it made the character even that much more of a, oh, GLaDOS, you little bitch. So yeah, she's great. You potato.
For me, GLaDOS could have easily been #1. Not only is she the best written AI from the past 10 years or so, I think she's the best written villain, and I think she's the best written character in general. It just so happens that she's a villainous AI and fits really well into this list.
Totally.
I liked her dynamic with Wheatley.
Oh, Wheatley.
Yeah, oh. And our #1, it's a classic. It's HAL 9000 from 2001, A Space Odyssey. Another villainous type.
It is, but how, I understand why he's #1. How was really the first character in mainstream media that introduced us to the idea of not only an AI persona that was human-like, but one that could eventually turn and destroy us. Like, there have been many sci-fi books that had written on the fact, many classic Asimov and Arthur C. Clarke things that tackled this factor. This was the first mainstream AI that that human civilization got to connect with on a film level and be like, oh, computers are going to kill us. And do it with a soft, warm, comforting voice.
Oh, that voice.
Yeah, and so it was a very poignant moment in sci-fi film and media history, I felt. And I think while I do love GLaDOS more as a character overall and the development of her persona, Hal was the prototype for GLaDOS and all these other characters. So of course he has to get the notoriety.
Beyond being like the grandfather of character AI, he's #1 on my list because all the other AIs here think and behave like humans. They relate really well to the humans they interact with. HAL 9000 shows us a character that thinks like a computer, that is trapped within the bounds of how computers think, but still interacts with humans as humans.
That's a very good point, actually.
It's a good point, because we start to see that AI, and what does it mean, and what does it mean in relation to us?
And the limitations on how Hal can think, and how he's trapped into not using common sense or logic, but being dictated by his code.
Well, yeah, sci-fi certainly owes a lot to Hal.
Yeah, well, it gets to the point, too, where Hal brings in the discussion of morality and programming. Like, is Hal evil? No, he's merely following his programming, the code. He was designed to act the way he does. It just so happens that the people that designed him weren't thinking of these possible circumstances and these scenarios. Thus, really, the programmers are the ones who are morally responsible for the outcome of Hal's behavior. And so it opens that really interesting, cool discussion, and really, honestly, I hope a discussion that a lot of AI developers and designers are still having to this day. Please.
Please
don't
be
make
careful
this a documentary.
with the life support functions, and we're well, that is our top 5 of the best AI characters. Did your favorite make the list? Are you furious, or are you good with this? Leave us a comment below and let us know what you think, and please be sure to subscribe.